What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 18 different altcoins in today's video. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. These requests are specifically from the Discord page. I'm going to leave a link in the description to the Discord page for anybody that wants to join. I do prioritize those first, but normally I just put all the requests in one video and I just do the Discord requests first and then go through the rest. Today I'm just going to do the Discord requests. It's been a very busy week. I hope that I can get through the other requests that I've had on the YouTube comments, but if I don't have time, expect that video to come out tomorrow. Anyways, I'm going to leave a list of the coins we're talking about in this video in the description below, where you can find the Discord link as well. I will leave a list with timestamps, and I'm also going to go over the list right now. So here it is. We're going to talk about GTC, ACH, Dogecoin, Baby Pepe, Engine, ENJ, right? Link, as in Chainlink, Compound, Shiba Inu, Mana, Rune, Astroport, WTK, XRP, PLI, VAI, Dot, Ando, and Brett. That's the list. I'll be giving shout outs along the way for the requesters that did these requests. And without any further ado, guys, let's get into this. GTC for fly time. I almost typed in fly time on there. GTC is the first request. Looking at GTC now, we're at $1.02. Nice, we're back above $1. I know we were below $1, and man, out of all the coins that I've wanted to buy, it was between this or Bitcoin Cash for me recently. And that Bitcoin Cash, for those of you that don't know, was my most recent purchase. I definitely see this growing more than Bitcoin Cash this cycle. I think it has the potential to. Bitcoin Cash I feel safer in overall, because this is still an unknown, right? And what do I mean by it's an unknown? If we put it on the weekly, it hasn't even really. We don't know how it performs in a bull market, right? It came out at the end of the last bull market, so we're hoping that we see new all-time highs, and I do believe that we will. In which case, I would think it outperforms BCH for the rest of the cycle. But man, I didn't buy any, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for not scooping up any below $1. That would have been a nice average to get in. I do think that's your low. You're looking bullish right now, man. You broke down with not really a whole lot of volume at all. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit, not compared to this, but compared to everything as a whole, it is. I think I just heard one of my cats hiss. I don't know. Oh, no, that was water. That was water. It was just the plumbing. Anyways, looking at GTC here, I like the 4-hour RSI, right? It looked like it got the crap beaten out of it, and now it's finally starting to be productive. I like seeing this, holding support around the 40 area, holding support around the 50 where you found resistance a few times. This is nice. This would call for immediate price action recovery, right, over the coming days. So hopefully we see that. Don't expect anything big anytime soon. It could happen. GTC, to be completely fair, is one of those coins that just out of nowhere, it'll just spike up and then it'll come back down. It'll spike up and then come down. So don't be thrown off if it does do that. I would more anticipate a standard retracement, and if anything exceeds this, then just be prepared for it to come down. Don't chase. Definitely don't chase with this one. It gives a lot of second, third, fourth, fifth opportunities, right? The next move, the next target, you're at $1.02 right now. I would expect you to move up to $1.21. Really, I think you're going to move up to about $1.43 to $1.50 over the coming days. And if you see one of those crazy moves that it likes to do, right, you wick all the way up here in like one day. It doesn't even take that long. It's just one day like that, right? Have faith that it will retrace a majority of the way back down. So, but the call right now, I'd say $1.43 to $1.50. That's kind of my expected area, and that would probably happen going into the end of the month. That's my thoughts. Hit that like button, you guys. You know you want to. ACH for Fonzie, and GTC and ACH, Flytime Fonzie, and Dogecoin for Danny. I don't know if you guys, if I already did these requests. It's been so long, but if I did, you're getting a second take on it. So it's a little bit more up to date. Alchemy Pay here. This is Fonzie's bread and butter right here, man. 3-4 days ago, you had a nice little pump, didn't you? A little bit of a recovery. That could have been a bull trap. It's possible. Your daily RSI does not look the best. I don't like that rejection off the 40. You're holding the 35, and whatever. The 4-hour looks kind of constructive, actually. It's not the best look, like being below the 50, being predominantly below the 50, but this higher low, like I like this. Anything that has kind of like a channel, even if it's an ugly channel, it's like a cornucopia of a channel, right, where it like gets wider as it goes out. I don't know if that's what defines it. We can just call it like a broadening wedge, whatever. Even something like that, I'm okay with, as long as you're getting these higher lows and higher highs in effect, which you definitely do have. That could be good for the coming days. I remain skeptical because the daily RSI does look pretty damn bad. Let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour, let's see. Yeah, I'm not really getting anything off of that. I don't know. Let's just check it out maybe on the weekly. Yeah, the more I look at this, the less kind of excited I am. This does look nice for a double bottom. You are finding support at relative areas of resistance, support back here and resistance back here. So yeah, I mean, if you close the week here or higher, you've got 18 hours, 43 minutes left in the week. I think this actually would be a good close right here. Closing lower just a little bit, that's okay if you went a little bit lower over today, but I would hope that you close here, like right here or higher, within the next 19 hours essentially. So look for that. Let's see, let's go back to that 4 hour. Look at this low to high here. Perhaps you make your way down to 2.1 to 2.1, sorry, 1.7 to 2.13 cents, somewhere in there. If you close the day, if you are to move down there, don't be sad. I think that's fine still. I think that's an all right area to close, right? I mean, it's not the prettiest looking, but I still think it's all right. If not, you might just move up. If you can get a 4 hour to close above 2.317 cents, then I think you have found your higher low, and I think you are moving up higher. So kind of hard to say. Regardless of what you do immediately, I actually do think beyond the indicator, beyond like the RSI looking the way it does, I do think you're at a nice area for a low. So I have faith that that is your low. Do I have faith that you won't go lower than the current price? Not necessarily. I think that you could see prices that are a little bit lower than this, but when that happens, I mean, it could be today, tomorrow, next week. I kind of expect that you would move up from here, but you're kind of in this in-between phase. It's hard to say. So I'm going to stick with what I just said at the end there, which from a low point to a high point on this 4 hour time frame. If you close above 2.317 cents, good. If you close below 2.17 cents, bad. Okay? And not even that, honestly, not even that bad. If you closed, I wouldn't even think that you moved too much lower. Good either way, really, right? You're at the end of your downfall, or this would confirm that also you're at the end of it as well. So at least temporarily. You could go lower than this low. I just don't expect that you do, given the relative area based on your historical significance at this zone. It would make sense to hold it. That's just my personal thought. I guess we can look one last look here. Come on now, give it to me. There we go. Yeah, that's a nice bounce right in that area, man. I think that's fine. Yeah, Fonzie, I think you found a low. I think so. Good time to DCA, man. Not financial advice. Dogecoin for Danny. Doge for Danny. Someone should start a business. Doge for Danny. Answer your phone. This is Danny. High to low. 1272 hit, 6.9 support, yes, coming down. I wouldn't be surprised if you work your way lower. I think Dogecoin's just systematically working its way lower. I don't like the weekly RSI. Daily RSI doesn't get me excited either. You are holding support in relative areas. It wouldn't surprise me if, like, momentarily we do move up to about 16 cents, 15 cents, potentially only 14 cents, but let's say 14 to 16 cents. You're at 12.5 cents now. Probably up there. Form a lower low, or a lower high, I'm sorry, a lower high, and then come down and, you know, form a higher low overall, but a lower low relatively speaking. You really could go below 10 cents. I think that you could. I know some people in the Discord are calling for it to go to 5 cents. I don't know if Doge is going to do that. I don't think that we will. I think we'd be lucky to get below 9 cents even, but we'll see. Time will tell. At any rate, I don't expect this next low to come in quickly. Obviously, I think we're going to move up momentarily, a lower high, but I think that this next low, it's going to take time, right? And this is what I mean, right? Here's your low. Here was your low right here. And then, boom, here's your next high. That's your next significant high before having some kind of retracement, right? Your low of this overall consolidation phase was all the way down here, of which you had a double bottom here. You formed this peak in October of 2022. You didn't really start to move up again until the following year. I'm not saying that's going to happen here, right? Although it really could be March of next year that you start to move up. I think it would be earlier than that, but I'm just saying Dogecoin loves to meander. And the reason why it can do that, the reason why it can afford that is because it moves up so quickly. Like, it doesn't need a lot of time to move up. So don't be discouraged. Just hodl through, and the lower the price goes, the better the DCA opportunities are. But that's my best guess. I hope that all makes sense. Baby Pepe, we're probably going to have to go on deck screener here. Baby Pepe. High to low. Man, I must have talked about this a while ago. I don't know. Probably before these lows. It wouldn't make sense given that these lows are below the 0 line here. Maybe if I was referencing that as a, I mean, it wouldn't make sense. I don't know. Anyways, let's go off of this low to this high. We're at the 786, 886 zone. So on the bright side for Baby Pepe, you probably are at an area that you would find support. You could go lower, absolutely. You're at 50206. You could go to 50164. I think you would hold that. I don't think that you're going to break below this personally. That is a lot of volume right there on this move up, right? It's not like the most volume you've seen, but consistently a lot of volume, and then it's just died off as you've moved lower. I'm assuming you would see some kind of retracement relatively soon, but again, you could go lower first. That move could take you up to like 5034. You're at 5002 right now. 5034 to 50567. 567, maybe. Daily RSI does not look good. It's at a position where it could start to look good, bouncing off the oversold zone like that, but you need follow through. That remains to be seen, right? It's too early to say. I don't mind the 4-hour RSI. It's somewhat neutral, somewhat overall bearish, but somewhat neutral, and you're in a position right now to do well. So if you can start to grow over the coming days, that'd be nice. And that kind of lines up with what a lot of these cryptos look like, right? Like they could look good if we get some growth over the coming days, and I think that a lot of them will. So let's assume this one does go up. The next target area I would say is about 50275 to 5043, somewhere in that zone. Absolutely, you could go higher, but that's the target zone that we're going to focus on and see if you can break that. If not, perhaps what you do is you form some kind of lower high, and then you just move lower down to that 886 inevitably, right? But you could move up higher. It just depends. We're not there yet. Let's see how it looks in a little bit. But I do think you move up relative to now. I think you do move up immediately, more or less. Engine is the next one. And, oh yeah, Baby Pepe was for K Hearts. Engine is for the determined. He's determined, man. I got a letter in the mail asking for Engine. He's that determined. No, that wasn't him. That was somebody else now. 19.38 cents. That's where we're at now. Engine, this is the right chart? Yeah, man, Engine, wow. Wow, huh? That's not a good look, I'll tell you that much. This is what like a lot of coins look like they want to do, but they just haven't done it, so they're saved by that. But this does not look too good right now. It's at an area that if it held here, I suppose it could look good. It could be fine, but you need to hold here. That's not. I don't like that on your monthly RSI, man. You're rejecting the 50 on your monthly. Like, look at, you held support here consistently. I mean, I suppose you rejected it already like 4 months ago, so it might be irrelevant now, but. Weekly RSI, yeah, it would stand to reason that you would go lower. Damn, what happened with Engine, man? Did something happen? Yeah, you might be going down to 14.6 cents, 10 cents, something like that. Not a big fan of that. That does not look good. Daily RSI looks terrible. You are very oversold, and you've been oversold for a second, so you might get a little relief here. Based off this fib, I would expect to move. You're at 19.4 cents right now. Expect to move up to like 23.4 to 26.3 cents, something like that. That's my best guess, and then probably lower, probably. But I bet it gets a little pop with the rest of the markets over the coming days, coming weeks even. Who knows? But that's Engine. Let's talk about Link, Chainlink here. At the request of Black Mamba, the Mamba, 13.56 is the current price. Consolidating. I don't mind this look for Link at all. I think it looks fine. Some people might call this a head and shoulders. I wouldn't. it's already invalidated in my opinion. The volume kind of looks right for a head and shoulders, but the fact that this shoulder is just that much higher, like, and then not only is it higher, but it's also lower. If it was a slanted head and shoulders, that's one thing, but you wouldn't get this where it's outside the zone on both ends. It just, I don't think it is. I think it's there to look like that, and it's there to mess with people. But really, I would expect that you do hold this low zone. I mean, you might not even go down there. That might have been it right there. You hold this zone and then continue to work up. You're going to consolidate. You're going to be boring. If you move up, you might move down, whatever, until you don't, and then it'll be nice. You'll have a nice move. But let's go over the coming days, not what happens when you break out. Let's see. The daily RSI is very resilient. I will say that. I don't like the way it looks right now, but that could change. I feel like that's becoming a cliche thing of me to say, but that really could change if you get some growth over the next few days. Interacting with the oversold zone like this time and time again, but not getting into the oversold zone is actually a really bullish thing. Just like interacting with the overbought zone, like in a short amount of time, multiple times, but not getting into it, that's a bad thing, right? Here you at least got into it, right? Here you're not even getting into it. So that's actually kind of a good look in my opinion. Pairing that with the fact that you have higher lows, decreasing volume as you're moving down. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you do recover from here like relatively immediately. Kind of in a weird zone. Kind of weird. Well, let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour looks, I mean, the daily and the 4 hour, they both look so bad. They both look so, my best guess with Chainlink, I would say it could go down relatively immediately, like today, maybe over the next like day or 2 or 3. I don't think you're going to go below $13. If you do very briefly, a very small bit away from $13, I should say I'm more comfortable with saying you're not going to go below $12.50. But soon, you probably will work your way back up. I would expect that you either hold resistance at the 1786 to 1871 area, or perhaps you could break out to that $20, $21.4 area, or 0.25, I'm sorry, $20 to 21.25. And you probably hold resistance there. Somewhere overall in this zone, I would expect you do find resistance if you move up from here, if you go down and then you move up, however it looks, you know. And that'll probably be like your July move. You're still going to be in this consolidation phase, but moving up through July. That's kind of my expectation for Chainlink. I don't know, man. That weekly RSI does not look good. I don't like that weekly RSI at all, but that actually looks not good. You are holding the 40 a lot, but I don't know. We need to see a pop soon. It doesn't have to be today or tomorrow, but it needs to be soon, like within the next week. A little pop, just a little relief. Get us, show that we're showing support here and get us back up to these resistance points or above, you know. That's the best I got for Chainlink. I hope that helps. Compound for Mischievism, I probably already did this one for you, but we're going to do it again. Compound being boring, as always, right? We can just fly through this one. The RSI does not look the best, but where we are in the overall range, I'm not really worried about it at all. I mean, to be fair, guys, we're at 49 bucks. We could drop more than $10 from here and still be fine. We're still in this overall accumulation phase. I don't think that we will. I personally don't think we will. This does look nice for a double bottom in my opinion, and I do think that is the low. On a daily perspective, the daily RSI does not look the best, but you have somewhat of like a double bottom. You bounced off the oversold zone twice. Again, you know, 2 times, and you couldn't really even get into it. Yes, you pierced it here, but I wouldn't. That's not really getting into it. That to me, that looks like you're rejecting the oversold zone, right? Like that's rejecting the overbought zone. This is getting into it, but that's rejecting it. I don't know. It's got the capacity to be productive. The 4 hour looks a little bit more productive, has me convinced. So yeah, let's say that it probably does grow over the coming days. You're at 49.40 right now from relative high to low, bouncing off the 0.69. It doesn't happen often, but that's generally whenever you get these like double bottom, higher lows, that's kind of how it works most of the time. Or you'll get like a slightly lower low that reaches for the 1272, but it doesn't get there. I would think the next move would be up to your 61869. You've already interacted with the 382 several times. I would think your next move is up to like $74 to $79. That could happen in a very short amount of time. I mean, that genuinely could happen by the end of the month. If that does happen, don't get too excited, right? That doesn't mean that we're ready to do great things just yet. It could, but I wouldn't get too excited. It could take longer. You know, it could take till sometime in the middle of July. But at any rate, I do think we're heading up there. So that's compound. When are we going to head up there? It could be as early as, like, we could be starting it today, but that doesn't mean that we're going to be up there today. You know, we could be starting this move now, and I kind of would theorize that we are, but it could last until mid-July again, you know. So over the weeks, I would expect that we're just inching our way up. Compound will probably not be that exciting, but slowly but surely it will get away from these ideal areas to DCA. If anybody's looking to buy compound, these are some ripe areas to DCA. I don't even know what my dollar cost average is for this thing. I know that my first purchase was at $58 and something cents. My lowest purchase was at like $38 or $37, something like that. So here we are kind of right in the middle of that. I think this is a perfect area to throw some extra cash into compound if you're looking to add to your stack. Nothing wrong if you have a stack of any of these coins and you don't want to add more to it. You've already got it and you want to hold it for the cycle. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's plenty of other coins, plenty of opportunities. Don't just throw it into something for the hell of it. Make sure you do your research, or like you're about the project, right? Make sure you're confident in your purchases. That's the way that you sleep well at night, right? There are a lot of sleepless people in crypto, and that's because we're degenerates here. Make non-degenerate choices and put money in things that will help you sleep easy, things that you can believe in, right? Things that aren't just like random meme coins or I put my money into random meme coins too, you know, but I don't lose sleep over it because I don't put significant money in there, right? Like I put money that if I lost it, I would be a little bit upset. My wife might make me sleep on the couch for a day. Probably not, but it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be ideal to lose the money, but it wouldn't matter. The rest of my portfolio is in things that do matter, and it would cover that. So I don't know, man. I got a little bit off track there, but let's see. Shiba. Nope, not Heen. Shiba. I'm going to make sure that I'm on the right screen here because, man, this would be, yeah, it looks like we are. Okay, we're good. You can hear me. All the right things in all the right places. We love that. All right, Shiba, dropping it low. Drop it low. That weekly RSI looks terrible. It has broken this structure. Absolutely it has. Man, Shiba was looking so good, you guys. It's actually like one of the better looking charts, and it has just fallen prey to the Dogenomics. I don't know, man. It follows Dogecoin, right? And that's because it'll probably always follow Dogecoin because it is a Dogecoin meme coin, right? It's like the first. There are tons of meme coins out there, but I feel like for me, I've been in the space since 2015. I've been like heavily involved since 2017. Dogecoin is the OG meme coin, right? And there's always been meme coins, right? Even before Shiba, there were other meme coins. But I feel like Shiba, to me, is the first meme of a meme coin. So it's always going to be attached to Dogecoin. I think the creators of this and the people that are like heavily involved in the community, I think they realized this like shortly after because it came out as the Dogecoin killer. Now they don't. They're like, oh no, we don't want to be associated with that. That's because Shiba's trying to be its like own thing, but it'll never be its own thing. It will forever be a meme of a meme. And in which case, if the daddy meme is doing bad, then the baby meme is probably going to do worse, which makes sense because you got these lower lows here. Right, like if we look at the Dogecoin chart, don't get me wrong, Shiba had a bigger pump too. That's what you get with these spinoffs. I guess you had a lower low with Doge. I don't know why I thought the Shiba chart looked so much worse. They actually look very comparable, but probably a similar aspect to Doge. If Doge is moving up, I would assume Shiba does. It looks like it's kind of flattening out. It's been oversold for a little while. I would expect a relative retracement beyond my own biases of this coin. I think that it will go probably up to like 40238, 248, somewhere in that zone around the green line. Hey, reject it, come down, find a higher low or a lower low. We'll see. I don't expect it to do anything exciting soon, but I suppose this is actually kind of exciting. You'll see like a nice little, what would that be? Like a 40%, 60% pump, somewhere in that zone, 60%. No, my math is way off, man. I don't know why. 31%. Anyways, still, that's nice. Over the coming days, weeks, you know. That was for Mischiefism as well. We're going to talk about mana for fly time. Fly Time sneaking 2 of them in here, man. And that's okay. You guys are welcome to request multiple coins. I just ask that you try not to request more than 2 coins in any given like period between request videos. I haven't done requests all week, so like if you have like 4 requests or more requests, I probably will make that okay this week. I mean, it's irrelevant now. If anybody's hearing that, it's probably irrelevant now. Keep it to 2 requests per video, please. But you can request more. I just probably won't do more than 2. So if you do request more, make sure the 2 that you really want to be done are first. If I think one of them's interesting, I take a look at it. I think it's interesting, worth mentioning, I will. But or if it's like a low request day, but I need sleep, man. You know. It does take a while to do these request videos, and I'm doing the altcoin request videos. I still got stocks, I got the Grayscale Trust, I got the crypto mining stocks, I've got other altcoins, you know, and then I got the things that I want to talk about. Not that I don't want to talk about this stuff, you know. I love actually doing videos like this, because this is where, and I say it all the time, this is where you find those diamonds in the rough, right? We're not all going to be looking at all coins, but whenever you guys are requesting coins that I might have never heard of, well, maybe the chart looks good, maybe it doesn't, you know, hey, whatever. There's shorting, longing opportunities abundant in the markets. But let's continue. Enough of that. Hit that like button if you're tired of the veering off, and hit that like button even harder if you love the veering off, man. Let's get back on topic. Around your 886, that's a deep retracement to make. That's called, I mean, that's what that's called, the 786 to 886. These are deep retracements, right? I would expect you hold this zone. You've interacted with the 618 in a way that, like, you didn't obviously find dramatic support off of it, but you held it. You held it for a long time, and this kind of behavior normally coincides with holding this zone as support, which you're looking like you're doing right now, right? It's still too early to say, but you're looking like you're doing that right now. The weekly RSI does look a bit sad. I will say that. What's nice about where you are here, though, is you could close next week lower, but still have a higher low. And you could get into the oversold zone, or get in a position where you bounce off the oversold zone, but still have a higher low, right? And even if you don't, even if you go a little bit lower, that's okay. I think as long as you're not going below 30 cents, I'm not too concerned. This is a lot lower than I thought Mana would be, but you guys, this is probably one of the most prime opportunities to DCA into a coin that will do phenomenal this cycle. I really do think it'll do phenomenal. Let's go to Kraken. Let's go to Kraken. I don't know why that line's there. Top to bottom. Just leaving those white lines all over the place. Let's see. They're not mine, I swear. I'm holding it for a friend. $14 to $42 would be our immediate kind of target areas, which from this current price would be a minimum of a 42x to potential maximum of 124x. And you guys, I genuinely think Mana could see prices around $100 by the end of this cycle. It's one of the most, just look at it for what it is as far as the chart goes. Like, it's one of the more bullish looking charts. Existed for multiple cycles, multiple bear cycles and bull cycles, and this would be its 3rd bull cycle technically. And it's had higher lows and higher highs, holding support at previous all-time highs. Like, it's a very bullish looking chart, and that could change if we broke down, but I don't think we will. It does look like you're actually holding support on the 069, dude. It's not too common, but wow, what a play. What a play. Kind of an inverse head and shoulders look, actually. I wonder. No, I wouldn't call it that. It looks like it more on the monthly, but I wouldn't call it that. It's just weird. It's an accumulation phase. When it breaks, you're going to make a move to 176, 221 very quickly, maybe even up to $4.13. But I really do have confidence that this thing could see more than a 40x. Man, it's making me want to buy more. I've got, like, Mana's one of my top holds, actually, like out of the like 10 coins and stocks that I own. I own more than that, but like not really any nominal amounts that matter. Like the things that I'm like, what's what I'm looking for? Seriously invested in, I guess. Mana is like the top 3 of my holdings. I might add more to it, man. It looks good. I feel like every time I look at Mana, it's just because it hasn't done anything. It's still at relatively like good areas of price, and I do think that it'll do well. But short term, I'm sorry, getting back to the cause here. I would expect that you see some kind of a bounce. Oversold. The daily RSI looks very bad, but I mean, well, actually, to be fair, I know I keep clicking in and out here. You kind of have this like Double bottom look. You don't look too bad on the weekly. Not in an ideal area. I guess you're breaking that a little bit. It's not terrible, but you would want to hold this area. I would like to see over the next 18 hours, I'd like to see you start moving up more, man. That'd be great. But just because I'd like to see that doesn't mean it has to happen. Let's look at the 4 hour. Hey, that 4 hour is looking a little bit like it wants to get squirrely on us, actually. 1 hour looks decent, dude. Yeah, we actually might move up today. A little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, right? From this relative high to low, maybe up to 36.5 cents. We're at 33 cents now. And I don't mean that's going to happen today. I just mean we might start moving up there today. We could be past that today too. I don't know. I'd say the next target area is 36.5 cents, probably 40 cents, 42 cents. That's where we're going to go. Let's see how we will reevaluate up there. It wouldn't surprise me if we went up here, came down, found support, and then work our way higher. We might not even do that exact thing. Perhaps, we hit the 382, go above it, consolidate, whatever, go up here, come back down, 786, 618. We might stair step all the way up. Who knows how it looks, but I do think that's the low. I feel very confident that that's the low. I want to see real quick before we move on. It's a nice area, man. That fits. And then wait, let's pair this with this real quick. Put that back on there. Hold up. Yeah. I think very soon you're going to move up to, let's give it a range of 36 to 37.2 cents. That's your next target area. And you could move beyond that, and you probably do, but let's just focus on that for now. We'll talk about mana next week sometime for sure, unless somebody requests it. Shout out to BBL on that note. He or she, it could be either, but I'm assuming it's a he because I think like 90% of people in crypto are males. Shout out to BBL because I know he'll be the first one to watch. Oh, this isn't a mana video though. This is an altcoin request video. Might not be the first one to watch it this time, but he normally is the first one to watch the independent mana videos. Anyways, guys, let's get started. Let's get back to the conversation, right? Rune for Babu. Number one, what is it? Number one, distinguished rect Babu. But we're just going to call you Babu. Holding support, hopefully, at this low point in the consolidation area that we're at right now, right? Nice move up, consolidating. Weekly RSI is looking a bit grim, I'm not going to lie. Yes, you do have lower lows, and no, you don't really have lower lows. You're kind of moving sideways, but from this low to this low, it is a lower low, and that much doesn't have me excited. That doesn't look good. But you've already fulfilled your bearish divergence. I mean, you don't need to get oversold to start moving higher in the weekly. You could, but you don't need to. The daily RSI has been oversold for a second, so you probably do get some recovery immediately. So let's look off of this here from a relative high to a low. Next target area is like $5, just below $5. You really could move up to around $6 though as well. So let's say $5 to $6. That's kind of your next target area. You're at 427 now. More specifically, 491 to 573, but I think 5 to 6. Oftentimes you do go a little bit above the 382. So 5 to 6 is a fine range. And whenever it comes time to breaking this overall consolidation phase, whenever it comes time, and no, I don't think that's a head and shoulders either. That is a weird head and shoulders if it is, but I don't think it is. When you break that, the next move up would be to about $15. You're at 427 now, and that's not even talking about new all-time highs. You've got a ways to go after that, right? When you break $15.12.2, $55 is on the table, right? You're one step away from seeing that. So you're at 427 now. When this consolidation phase breaks, could be later this year, it could be early next year. I would think it'd be later this year. You would probably see a move up to 15 point something cents, $15 and something cents, sorry. And yeah, that's the best I got. Let's move on. Astroport, also for Babu. Astroport. Let me see here. You requested it specifically. Astroport Tether, yes. So we are doing Tether, right? Yeah. Oh, it looks so bad. Oh, it looks so bad. Weekly RSI gives me a little bit of hope that you could find support here, but it looks very bad. Let's see, relative low to high. Yeah, okay. A lot of cryptos like their 1414. I love it, man. I got in a conversation, it's probably about a year ago. I got in a conversation with a buddy, another TA of a friend of mine, who I actually haven't talked to in a while. You know, sometimes that's just how it is. But I remember telling him, because he doesn't do fibs, I do fibs, right? And he thinks fibs are silly. He believes in like a more traditional style, I guess. Enough of that. The main point that I'm trying to say is that we had a conversation about the 1414, because he's like, I don't agree with fibs, but the 1272, the 1618, the 618, I get that, right? Like I see significance on that. He's like, but the 1414, why is that even there? Why do you have that on there? And I'm like, dude, you find there's a lot of times that you actually do find significance on the 1414, and I swear ever since that conversation, it's like I see it all the time now. It's where I didn't see it as often. It was something that happened every now and then. I see it happen a lot. So all that to say, this could be an area that you find support. It really could be, because you are at that relative 1414 from a low to a high point here, right above your 618. It's not common. You really would look to hit that 618. You could hold support here, though. You don't have to hit it. Again, these are just lines. They're not requirements. They're not magnets. They're not preconceived prophecies, right? It's just lines. You do have daily bullish divergence going on. Actually, is that double bullish? Double bullish divergence. It's not confirmed till you get a green day. Perhaps you do move down to 4.67 cents. Perhaps you do. 4.8 cents, whatever. 4.67, 4.68, somewhere around there. And then up. If you did move down there, is that where your 1618 is? It's right where your 1618 is. It wouldn't be crazy. It really wouldn't be crazy. 4 hour looks bad enough. Let's call for that. You know, I was so confident sounding at first that you would hold this area, but maybe you do go a little bit lower. Perhaps you do. And then, yeah, look to find support there at about 4.68. 4.68, 4.67. If you go lower, that's okay. I don't think you'll go below 3.68 cents. A little bit lower, and then we could talk about a bounce. Relative bounce would probably take, I mean, once we have the low, we'll know. So I'm not going to actually measure the bounce, but you'd probably move back up to about 10 cents on that bounce. That's my thoughts. At least 7 cents. So anyways, that's Astroport. WTK for the Unleavened Baptist. Unleavened Baptist, man. I forget. Were you in the top? I want to say you were in like my top 200 subscribers, like in the first 200 people that subscribed. Shout out to all the OGs. Shout out to all the new Gs. I appreciate all the Gs, man. We're a bunch of Gs up in here, man. Whether you're I don't know. I'm trying to think of another thing to call the ladies. Ladies are Gs too, man, because they're gals. Gals are dude. I'm what is going on? I'm talking a little too much here. Relative high to low. 1618 hit. 786, 886 area hit. Nice. That's pretty normal. Higher lows, man. Unleavened Baptist, I forgot, man. I hope you played this well, right? Because I know I was a little bit early on the sell, right? It continued to go up a little bit afterwards, but I hope that, because I know you sold up here. I hope you got some decent prices, at least cheaper prices than where you bought. I know we were sweating a little bit there, but dude, this did exactly what we were looking for it to do, right? This has to be one of the easiest. If anybody's been trading this coin, like actively trading it, this has to be one of the easiest coins to call. We've called these like last few highs pretty damn accurately, right? And the low maybe not as much, because I thought you would hold like this area specifically, and you did go lower. But even if you bought right here, like enough of that, enough patting ourselves on the back. This is good, man. Unleavened Baptist, I wish I got to this one sooner, because I think you requested this a few days ago, and well, 3 days ago it looks like or 2 days ago it pumped up 50%. That's significant to me, man. This looks like a BART right here, right? So that just essentially what this looks like is invalid movements to the downside, right? It's like, hey, we looked really strong and scary, but just kidding, we're going to give it right back. That's not a lot of volume, but the move itself, it looks like a BART pattern to me, which BART patterns tend to happen in low liquidity areas, and it's like a regulation. It like regulates a false move, essentially. I don't know how else to put it. Higher low, looking good. I mean, you know the drill, right? The next target is going to be a higher high than this. I wouldn't be surprised, okay, if you move down a little bit before you see that high. You could move up higher first. But each time you found these lows, right, here's your first low. pumped up 50.1% or 50.9% this week, and then you moved down a total from high to low of 37% before moving higher. Here, same thing, right? You moved up initially, and then you went down 30 something. That's actually 36, 35%. And then even here, whenever you went up again, you moved down 48%. Found your low here, kind of had a double bottom. Moved down 26%, and then up a little bit more, and you moved down really, this is your real move down about 49%. All the way up, and then down, you found your low up here to down here, you move down 50. So you have these initial pops after each low, right? This is your initial pop right here. It wouldn't surprise me if you saw some kind of retracement anywhere between, like, I would really say like the upper 30 percentages to upper 40 percentages. So probably, I would think it's completely possible that you could return back to below 3 cents, even below 2.7 cents. But that all depends on when you turn around, right? The daily RSI actually looks pretty good. I like this move. I like this bounce out of the oversold zone, getting above the 50. It's a very strong move. It looks really good. 4-hour RSI looks great. Looks phenomenal. It looks like it's ready to go, man. And where you are on this 123 moving average, it looks so good. You were hugging it here, broke it to the downside, hugging it here, break it to the upside maybe. Relative high to low. This one is getting some extra attention apparently. Look at that, above your 382. Yeah, man. Look, you hit your 382, went down to your 236, now you're back up at your 382. I bet you're going to 5.5 to 6 cents. 5.4 to 6 cents. You're at 4 cents right now. And that's going to happen like immediately. Today, tomorrow, the next day, within the next week, I bet that's going to happen, right? Look at how you're moving. You're going to do it pretty fast. And if it doesn't happen in the next week, then it happens in the next 2 weeks. But that's your next move. It's going to happen very soon. And then you probably will pull back, probably like all the way back to the 382 or even to your 236. You know, that's just what it does. So if you're looking to DCA more, I would wait. If I was looking to buy some WTK right now, I would actually wait, because even if it does move up here, and I do think it does, even if it does, and you don't buy right now, you could just wait for it to come back literally to these price points or lower, right? What have you got to lose? You wait, unless you want to play the short-term game. If you want to play a short trade, you want to get in on it, okay, it might be a good buy now and then sell later, but to be fair, also you did pump 50% a few days ago. You could retrace from here, right? You did it already pretty significantly, but I am pretty confident you move up to 5.5 to 6 cents. Let's move on. We've talked about this one enough. Good job on 11 Baptist. I do remember. I want to say I'm not remembering this incorrectly, but I feel like you did sell up here, like literally, like this is where the 11 Baptist sold you guys. He sold like up at this area, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you bought back in or where you bought back in, but even if you missed this opportunity down here, dude, this is still miles away. So good job. Shout out to the 11 Baptist on that one. Good play, man. XRP, USD also for the 11 Baptist. On Coinbase, no, it's on Binance. I learned my lesson. And I know you want me to do it on the BTC pair too. So yeah, XRP broke its structure. It's nice, like, channel that it had that I really thought it would hold this whole time, and that's okay. You know, XRP is one of those coins that's like, when it's the most disappointing, that's when it actually does its best. When people are hyped on it, that's when it's just time to go away for months, because it'll be boring, as it has. It's been very boring. So looking at the weekly RSI one more time, actually a little bit of a closer look. Come on, why is it, what are you doing? There we go. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with that look. It's not the worst looking. Daily RSI it's a little bit more bearish, but it's not too bad. More neutral than it is bearish, but it is more bearish than it is bullish. Not getting a whole lot. I'm gonna call that this thing just moves sideways, man. If it moves up, it'll move down. If it moves down, it'll move up. It probably won't move below 4.4 cents. Sorry, 44 cents. And it probably, over the coming weeks, it probably won't move above like 60 cents. So that's my best guess for XRP. Let's look at the BTC pair. It's just so boring. Whenever things move sideways for an extended amount of time like that, indicators really go out the window. I mean, obviously, the next move for XRP, like the next serious move, will be a new high, right? A new relative high. High to low here. Hit your 618, you're at your 236. The next area would be $1.30, about $1.30 to $1.58. But don't expect that to happen anytime soon. It could be months, right? It could be 1 month. It could happen in a short amount of time, but I'm not expecting that to happen anytime soon. Probably later this year, which actually is pretty soon, to be completely fair. XRP BTC. Nice bullish divergence on BTC. Wow, maybe that's happening sooner than I thought, or maybe BTC is going down, but XRP holds the line. That's probably actually what would happen. As you said in the Discord, let's see, what'd you say? Can you look at XRP and WTK? And then Pika said XRP is trash, and you said exactly. No matter what happens, I can sleep at night. And that's funny, because that's exactly what, like, we could see in the charts, right? It gains value versus Bitcoin. What that could mean is Bitcoin drops. XRP just is stone cold, solid, holding the line. Whether that's good or bad, I mean, it's not good or bad. You know, it helps you sleep at night because it's XRP, man, the world's best stable coin, right? For a time. It's whenever everybody gets discouraged, that's whenever it becomes the rocket ship. But that might not be immediately. Let's see. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 7, 5, 8. Tipping the 886. Relative low areas. Double bullish divergence. Getting out of the oversold zone as of this week, maybe, or next week, right? I've got hopes, man. You're about to move all the way back up to here at about, what is that, 4013, 401458. You're at 50757 now. XRP is going to gain versus Bitcoin. This is a weekly look, so it could take several weeks or months even to achieve these prices, right? That would be all the way out in September, drawn the way that I have it there. That's like at the end of September. But it could be doing something like that. It does, whenever it finds its lows, it likes to have pretty explosive moves up. So it looks good. Looks like it's at a low point versus BTC. And that, I also think that it's not going to go too much lower. I don't think you're going to find new lows on the USD pair relative to the current price action. So PLI is the next one. PLI for Daniel Bandini. I feel like there's another Bandini, man. Or maybe Daniel, maybe you had a different name before. But Bandini, that sounds familiar. Maybe your YouTube account is different. Let's see. But it has the name Bandini in it. I don't know. Low to high, 786. Yeah, you interacted with the 618 a lot, right? This zone a lot. Didn't break it. Finally, you are. It would not surprise me if you held this line. It really would not surprise me if you did. It wouldn't surprise me also if you went down to about 1.95 cents. You're at 2.5 cents now. You could go down there and hold that line as well. But if you don't hold this line, that would be the area that I think you do hold. But it wouldn't be crazy if you just moved up from here either. Let's look at the daily. Daily RSI oversold as hell, so you probably do get a little bit of a recovery. Whether that means you don't go lower or not remains to be seen. But let's just look at the possible areas you could go. Relative high to relative low, yeah, maybe up to like 3.4 cents. You're at 2.5 cents now. Perhaps you do go all the way up to like 4.5 cents, 4.2 cents. You know, that's possible too. But let's stay focused at like 3.4, 3.5 cents, somewhere around there first, and then we'll go from there. PLI definitely at low points. It really would not surprise me if you bounced right here, if that was your low. So if you're looking to buy some PLI, this might be one of the last opportunities to buy it below like 3 cents, honestly, over the coming weeks. I mean, maybe even for the rest of the cycle, but there is still the possibility, don't get scared if it happens, there is still the possibility that you could go down to your 886, which is right at about just below 2 cents. You're at 2.5 cents now, so it's not a crazy drop for everything you've got. It's still significant. Nobody wants to lose that much money, but if it comes back, if it's going to be short, like it might not be a big deal. Man, I feel like I'm talking real horrible today. Like I just can't. Even that, real horrible. I'm not talking that well. Did I write this wrong? VAI, that's why. Okay. For Daniel Bandini as well. We're going to look at it on KuCoin. Oh, look at that. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's a good look. I like weekly bounces off your 123. You've shown significance here. You've shown it here, not just off this bounce, right? You broke above it and retested it for support, but before you broke above it, you were holding it as resistance pretty clean too. I think you found your low. That's it, man. That's that. So looking good there. Relative high to relative low. Yeah, it's a bit weird, so maybe not that one. Might not be relative anymore. Relevant. Look at that, 61869 area, boom, hit 123 moving average, boom, hit. Next move up, you're at 11.74 cents right now. Look for that 14.33 cents zone soon, and absolutely you could be working your way up to 19.15. It's pretty common when interacting with your 61869 to either reflect off the 0.5 or the 382, and I feel like the 382 is the more common maneuver. So don't be surprised if you find turbulence on either of those prices, but just because you find turbulence doesn't mean you can't go up. When you break above 27 cents, that's when you know it's on to new highs, essentially. I do think that's the low. I feel very confident in that. So your next move, let's look for about, what was it, 14.3 to 19.15 cents. Daily RSI looks terrible, but I have a funny feeling, man, you're going to be moving up soon. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours suggests like today you're going to be moving up, man. I'm excited, guys. This next week might be good for altcoins. I haven't looked at the Bitcoin chart yet, but probably going to be good for a lot of coins. Dot for Nefarious Llama. Yes, Nefarious Llama. Polkadot. 4 hour is starting to look productive. To me, this looks more productive than either of these attempts did. So that could be a signal that something different is about to happen, hopefully. Lowest price that it's been at since December of last year. I'm not a big fan of the daily RSI, but it just would take a few days to make it look good. So, I mean, it's whatever. Low to high. 618 hit, nice. 3, yeah, this is pretty classic, man. I wouldn't be surprised if you found resistance at the 651 area, $6.51 area. You could come back to your 618 and then find support, or maybe form a higher low, maybe even form a lower low and then find support and move up. But I do think right now you're at 575, 576. You're going to move up to 651, potentially 750. The reason why I'm not calling that now is because you've already interacted with the 618, right? And you already went up here. So you generally see stair stepping on the way down, right? So you've already found resistance on your 382, back to your 618, you would look to stair step your way down to your 0.5 and then maybe go lower, something like that. If not, if you break above this 0.5, I actually have hopes that you could break that 382 and go up to your 236. Like this could be good, go back up to the resistance point of this overall consolidation range. But that remains to be seen. Let's see what you do with 651. Nefarious Llama or anybody who's interested in DOT, definitely request this one again when we are above 651, even if it's for like a brief amount of time, because you never know. Like it could look like it's turning around and that there might be evidence of that in the charts, or it could look like it's going higher and there could be evidence of that too. So if it's above 651 at all, just throw a request in because it might be worth talking about again. And I do think DOT's worth talking about. I think it's going to do fine this cycle. Contrary to a lot of people's beliefs. I don't know if it'll see like dramatically new all-time highs, but let's see, it's at $5.75 now. I think it could. I mean, I think it could literally double its previous all-time highs. I don't know if it goes up to like 300 or beyond. It has the potential to, the capacity to, but a lot of people are calling for DOT to actually have lower lows or lower highs this cycle, and that could happen as well. But still, from 575 up to 40 bucks, 30 bucks, where your lower high would probably come into play, it's not a bad little bit of gains for a failed project. Like you're still making decent gains. I don't think it's a failed project. I feel like that's the attitude toward it, right? Maybe I'm making that up in my head. I don't know. Ando for unlawful law and Brett for unlawful law. These are the last two requests that we're going over. I like that bounce off the 40. I like that. This chart's ridiculous, man. 21 cents, now you're at $1.17. Back in February, you're down at 20 cents. Now you're at $1.17. This is crazy. Throughout all this, volume's dying off. Let's look at the USDT pair on, nope, no Binance, that's okay. We do have KuCoin, but all right. Volume's dying off, no bearish divergence yet. I wouldn't be surprised if we went lower. Ando's been doing its own thing against the rest of the market, so if the market goes up and this goes down, I mean, that's just, it's still doing its own thing. Relative high to relative low, 61869 hit. Hey, you're finding support right at your 382 maybe, and you could move up. That'd be nice. Oh, I want to look at the 4 hour. I want to say you do hold this area, at which case we would look to move back up above the 618. I wouldn't expect, if you do this maneuver, I wouldn't expect that you find resistance there. I would expect that you exceed through it. $1.36 to $1.42 might be on the horizon. If not, genuinely, I mean, you might be making new all-time highs. I did think you were going to go lower at first. Looking at it, I did think you were going lower, but I'm actually, I'm having doubts on that. I'm having second thoughts. I could be wrong. I think you're moving up. I think you're moving up on Ando. And then that next high area, wherever that is, that, I mean, that could be, let's see, from this high to this low, $1.64 to $1.88. That's probably where you'll see this, like, maybe not dramatic sell-off, but it'll be more dramatic than this one was. Might be something like this, who knows, but it'll be a longer phase of consolidation. That's kind of my thoughts, but at least another leg up before that happens. And just because that happens doesn't mean it's done for the cycle. It's just going to be done for a little bit of time. Everything takes its turns. It has to breathe in, it has to breathe out. Brett is the next one and the final one. Hit that like button and subscribe, you guys. Thank you all for being here. Let's get this done with on Bybit. Sure. All right, Brett. Is this the right one too? I want to make sure. Oh, by the way, this is a scam. I'm going to do a video on this one right after this, but this is a scam. This coin is an absolute scam, okay? Just so you guys know. Do not put your money in this. It's not your money anymore if you put it in there, man. Or your information, anything that they would take, that don't. This is a scam. Tell your friends, anybody who talks about Trivanex, warn them. It's a total scam. Brett's cat, 14.72. That's what we got here, so we're gonna run with it. I like that you're holding the 50, looking good. You're probably not even on a relative fib here. Oh, you are 236. It's not common, but that's like really strong moves, and this is a pretty damn strong move. Yeah, buddy, looking good. I'm conflicted here, man. You're going to do one of two things, right? Obviously, you're going to move up or you're going to move down. It's not common. It happens, but it's not common to hold your 236 and then continue to move higher. But it does happen, especially in strong moves, of which this is. It's more common to a very high degree, even in strong moves, to go to your 382 and then move up. I'm caught between wanting to say that it's going to go to around just below 10 cents, just below 9 cents even, to new highs. What's it going to do? What's it going to do? Maybe we need another chart. Brett. Nope. That's not a new chart. Is it? Daily, no. Oh, let me throw that fib back on there one more time. Come on. I think you do move up from here, but I don't think that you actually move up higher. I think I was wrong. You're not going to see, if you see a higher high, I bet it's here. I don't think you'd move up to your 2272. It would be a slightly higher high. I bet you form some kind of a double top look, right? And then you do move down to this 12 to just below 10 cent area. It would not be crazy for this thing to move all the way back to 7.3 cents, 6.3 cents. It wouldn't be, but I don't think that it does. If you break 10 cents, that doesn't mean you're condemned to these prices, but for now, let's just say I do think you're moving up. I just don't think that you're going to see a new high. You could get above 20.8 cents, prove me wrong, but that's about it. So hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more. If there was a winner in tonight's video, it might be GTC from Fly Time. It might be GTC, the first one, man. WTK, Unleavened Baptist. I mean, that, oh, it's a toss-up between that. What? Let's see. Let's do those two. WTK real quick. This would be, if it goes to where I think it's going to go, 34 to 49. Let's call it 34 to 50% move in a short amount of time. We already got it labeled there. Look at that. Oh, pretty close, but GTC has the higher minimum. So GTC Fly Time, you're the winner. Congratulations. That's a close one, though, man. 3 days ago, Unleavened Baptist, you would have had that definite honorable mention for second place there. Mana could do really well, too. I mean, it could pump up a lot in a short amount of time, but I'm more confident in GTC, so yeah, GTC's the winner. I really gotta. I'm gonna start incorporating, guys. I had this idea and I've been wanting to do it for a while, but it's been a busy week, and I'm going to start doing it soon. But I want to do a series where every altcoin request video, we make a play on the winner and we just see how that account grows. We see how it does, right? We'll put, like, I don't know, a little bit of money in there. I want to do another series too where I take $1,000 and I trade it. It could be based off of these decisions as well, but more or less just like proactively trading it. I might not make announcements every time I buy and sell it, but just kind of tracking it and letting you guys know when I do make videos what I do. You know, I will announce it. I'm just not going to announce it like in the moment like I do with my purchases. Like my main purchases, I've actually been in the habit of telling you guys when I'm going to buy coins before I even actually buy them. I'll tell you guys before I even press the buy order, to set the limit order. And it won't be like that for the $1,000 trading series, but I'll still let you guys know when I got in, when I got out. You know, maybe I can take screenshots or something like that too, and just track it on like the Discord, without revealing any sensitive information on my accounts or anything like that. But anyways, enough jibber jabber. This video has gone on long enough for 18 coins, man. Hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.